Alright, let's talk about one of the most ridiculous elections in world history. It didn't happen in Russia. Not North Korea. Nope. It was in Liberia, in 1927. And it was so outrageous it made it into the Guinness Book of World Records. Let me set the scene. Liberia was holding a presidential election. The main candidates were Charles D.B. King, the sitting president, and Thomas J.R. Faulkner, the underdog challenger. Now here's where it gets hilarious. At the time, there were 15,000 registered voters in the country. That's it. But when the results came in, Charles D.B. King won with 243,000 votes. Let me repeat, 15,000 voters, 243,000 votes. That's over 16 votes per person. Apparently, Liberians were voting harder than anyone's ever voted in history. Ballot boxes were stuffed like Christmas turkeys. It wasn't an election, it was a math crime. And Faulkner, he got only 9,000 votes. So King still won by a landslide, or should we say a voter tsunami. People called it the most fraudulent election in recorded history. And Guinness literally gave it the world record for most rigged election ever. That's not just bad politics, that's historic cheating. But it doesn't stop there. King's administration was already being accused of forced labor and slavery, so this election wasn't just a joke. It was part of a much darker chapter in Liberia's history. International outrage eventually forced him to resign a few years later. Still, the 1927 election stands as the ultimate case of, if you're gonna cheat, cheat big. Like, don't just fudge a few numbers, go all the way into the record books. So next time someone complains about politics in your country, tell them, hey, at least our elections don't have more votes than people. History isn't just powerful. Sometimes it's so dumb it's mathematically impossible.